Hey guys, it's Anakin. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm back with Medal of Honor Warfighter. The last video of this that I uploaded was from the attacking round, and this one will be from the defending round from my team on the same map. So I found out that this mode is called Hotspot, and as I said, you have 5 objectives, and if the defending team can defend against 3 4-minute waves of enemies, they win, and if the attacking team blows up 3 objectives in total, they win. My team ended up winning this due to us having some pretty good positioning over the objectives, but it also seemed that the other team really wasn't pushing as hard as they could have. I feel like if they had gotten a little bit better positioning and had their whole team on the objectives, they most likely would have won, but it kind of seemed to me that they tried to hold back a little bit or hang back a little bit, and when they did try to push the objectives, my team's positioning really just kind of overpowered all of their attacks. But for this gameplay, I'm still using the HK416 with the same buddy from the last 2 videos that I've uploaded, as I did record all of these in one go. What I really like about this game is that it does feel a little more challenging than other first-person shooter games. I feel that it's not as challenging as some, but enough of a learning curve that once you understand and can really learn the mechanics of the game, it is a lot of fun. I definitely had trouble initially, as playing games like Battlefield and Call of Duty are quite a bit different from this game. Aim is important in those games, but in this game it's very punishing, very punishing if you miss even a couple of shots. But the challenge really kind of makes it all worth it, in my opinion, and it really is a shame that not many people still play. I do know that there are a few that do, but in comparison of the other titles out there, this is pretty much dead, similar to Battlefield Hardline, as I mentioned before. However, that doesn't really stop me from playing this game or Hardline, because they are really fun, and at the end of the day, they're very well put together games. I guess the point of a lot of my videos lately have been somewhat focused on teamwork, because it's such an important thing, and the gameplays I've been getting have really reflected that. I really do play well when I have a good team on my side, and sort of play more sloppily when I don't. And I think that's due to the fact that I end up getting a little frustrated and start making really simple mistakes that I should know better. And it really does kind of suck when that happens, because I don't feel, and I never have thought, that I can do the objectives on my own. That's why teamwork is so important, because you have to work together to achieve the win. And it's such an important part of these types of games, and more often than not, I do find myself on teams with people who seemingly are more interested in getting kills than playing whatever the objective is. But I do have to ask the question, is getting a lot of kills a bad thing? Absolutely not. I do pretty well myself in a lot of games, but the thing that I've noticed is when you have people on a team that their main focus isn't capping flags or planting explosives, but just to get as many kills as they can, that's not really fully playing the objective. Unless, of course, you are playing on a defending team in rush, as getting kills is pretty important to bleed the tickets of the attackers. But anyway, I don't want to put too much focus on teamwork again, as I feel like that's all I've really talked about lately, and I'm sure at this point I've talked your guys' ears off about it enough. I had a request from one of my subscribers to get some sniping gameplay from this game and talk about it, so I did just want to say that I am working on that, but I haven't had much time this last week or so to get on at peak times to really get that done. But that will be one of the next videos I do upload. I also wanted to say that I noticed that I'm up to 57 subscribers, and I really wanted to say that I really appreciate that, and I think that's amazing. When I started doing YouTube, I never really imagined that I'd get even 1 subscriber, and then after that I never figured I'd get 5 or 10. So to be up to 57, though it's not a huge number, I can't say how appreciative I am of that. It means more to me than I could ever really put into words. So I'll just say thank you guys very much for supporting this channel and supporting me. I really do love doing YouTube, and I definitely plan on keeping it up for the foreseeable future. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit about why I got into YouTube in the first place, because I think if you guys have a better understanding of that, then maybe you can relate a little bit better to me as a human instead of just as a quote-unquote YouTuber. About 4 years ago, I was pretty sick watching some Minecraft videos on YouTube, and I thought that it looked like a lot of fun getting into something like that. Now granted, I didn't want to do Minecraft videos, even though at the time, that was the game that I probably played the most, but I did want to get into making videos. I was pretty depressed back then. I had real lack of direction, or any real direction, rather. And I didn't really have much motivation to do much of anything. I think it's because it was really kind of the start of a lot of my physical health problems, and though they have improved exceptionally over the years, and even just in the last 6 months, at the time I was getting really worn out of dealing with it, and that was really hard on me, and so I really wanted to kind of have something that would take my mind off of that a little bit and give me some sort of direction and some sort of, something to do that I felt productive about myself. So the first video I ever uploaded was a Let's Play of Halo Combat Evolved Part 1. I wanted to do some Let's Plays before I really got into the groove of doing online multiplayer for games. And it honestly was such a fun time recording it. It did feel really awkward, though, to talk to myself at first. And that first video got about 5 views, which isn't much, but I was really happy about that. And I continued on, and over the years that I've stuck with it, those view counts do go up. Now, they do fluctuate, but that's kind of to be expected, After I uploaded my first video, I was pretty much hooked. I realized how much fun it was to just talk and record my gameplay. I also realized pretty quickly that the people may be brought in by the game, but they do stay for the person. That's why I've subscribed to the people that I have over the years, because they're just enjoying themselves and doing their thing, and I think that that's important, and it really has people gravitate towards you as a YouTuber, quote-unquote. And I do think that it's sort of natural to want to mimic people that are successful. I do notice that there are a lot of people who kind of try to make videos similar to another major YouTuber who has, a million subs or whatever. But for me, I tried my best, or I have tried my best to set myself apart from that, because, to me, I don't want to be a YouTuber that's doing the same thing as another YouTuber. Now, I may play the same games, but I'm going to talk about different stuff, and it's a big reason why I talk about my mental health and some more of the personal things that I do talk about, because my biggest goal since I started making videos was to really kind of show people that they weren't alone if they're dealing with some of the same issues that I do, because I've worked years on bettering myself, and I probably will never stop, because that is really how we improve as humans, is just continuing to better ourselves and realizing that the work really is never done. But feeling alone in the world is a really, really tough thing to feel, and I've told so many different stories over the years of my YouTube channels, and I've gotten quite a few messages and comments telling me about how it was nice to see that other people dealt with similar issues, which I do admit sounds a little strange, but it's just a fact that having people out there who aren't afraid to talk about their issues really resonates with some people, because it helps them feel a little less alone. And that, to me, has always been, I think, the core goal of my channel. I really just wanted people to know that, if you're dealing with bipolar disorder or depression or anxiety or anything like that, or, having a friend who committed suicide, or having friends that have just died due to other things, whether it's murder or accidents or whatever, that you're really not alone, that there are other people out there who have dealt with those things, albeit not always well, but, we are only human. And I really think that at its core, my channel, that was the #1 thing that I really wanted to do. It didn't start out that way. I really just wanted to make videos because I was depressed. But as time went on, I realized that, more people were subscribing, more people were kind of, watching my videos, and I was talking about my mental health a lot back then. My first channel, that was probably the #1 topic of all of my videos, was talking about mental health and the things that I did to sort of, I guess, bridge that gap for myself, because I just, for me, I've been in therapy for most of my life, but I also really needed to have it be that I could talk about it and not feel bad about talking about it, and that's kind of where I've landed on a lot of my core belief of my channel, and having that, like, a lot of people do think it's kind of weird, I'm sure, because, it's kind of like there's still a stigma about mental health. But to me, if I had known growing up as a teenager that I wasn't alone in what I was dealing with, I think I would have felt a little bit better. Now, I think I would have still had issues, obviously, because, we all do. But having it be to see somebody who is, on the internet making videos, talking about their own shit, like, everybody wants to make videos about happy stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I've realized that life isn't always happy. Life is a struggle, and there's always something going on. Like, it doesn't really matter, if it's not as stressful, there's always something. There's always some sort of stress, and like I said, there's definitely more of a disconnect there sometimes for people, because I think a lot of people that I've talked to over the years talk about how having it be that, okay, I went through this, and once things chill out, I'll be able to handle this other situation, or handle this, or handle that. But that really just isn't the case, because life just throws curveballs all the time, and there's always something going on. Now, I'm not saying that to be negative by any means. It's just that is how life is, and some things are much, much easier to handle, and some stress is good stress, but I didn't ever want it to be that I was talking about just happy stuff going on in my life, because people can't always relate to that, and to me, that it was most important to really talk about what I dealt with, because like I said, it was always important for me that other people knew that they weren't alone, because I felt alone for most of my life. In fact, I still feel pretty alone a lot of the time, even though I have a cousin who suffers from bipolar disorder, and I've known other people who do as well over the years, and that it really, it made me feel less alone learning that. But there's always going to be times in our lives where we do feel alone in what we're dealing with, and that, I believe, is due to the fact that nobody else is dealing with those problems. It's just we are the ones dealing with the problems. That's it. That is the bottom line. We deal with what we deal with, and everybody goes through their own personal hell. But to have an idea that there's somebody else out there that is dealing with similar things, or trying to get their life on track, shows that not everybody else does have it put together, because that, for me, is something that I struggled with, especially back then, was that I looked at these other people that I went to high school with, or middle school with, whatever, and a lot of them are married, a lot of them have kids, buying their first house, and I still live with my parents. But anyway, that was my whole spiel. That is why I started YouTube. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one for sure. Like I said, I will try to get some sniping gameplay from this game, but I do have a few Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 videos coming along, and I hope you guys look forward to those. And again, thank you all for subscribing, and I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, make sure to let me know. If you want to see more of this game, obviously let me know that as well. But I will talk to you guys in the next video, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.